My name is Becky White. I'm an international trade advisor for UK Trade and Investment. UK Trade and Investment is the government's arm, the government body that is here to support small to medium-sized companies to export. Our only agenda is to see your export sales grow. And a lot of people haven't heard of UKTI and the support we can give to small companies and to medium-sized companies. So today I want to talk to you about what we can offer companies and how you can tap into that support, be it educational support, be it training, or be it financial support. UKTI covers all of the UK. In England, we are separated into 9 regions. On the map here, you can see the regions we're separated into. Scotland has its own body, which might change in a few weeks' time. And Northern Ireland also has its own version of UKTI. So I'm here today to talk to you about how UKTI in England operates and how you can access that support. So it doesn't matter where you are as a company, if you're a sole trader, if you're millions of pounds turnover. It doesn't matter where you are on your export journey, UKTI can support you. Some companies have just got that in mind that they think they want to export, but they're not sure how. We have programs called Incubate for Export. These programs you can access by talking to one of myself, an international trade advisor in your region, and you can talk through your idea. Why are you thinking of exporting? Where you'd like to export? Or, can I export? Do I have a product to export? A lot of these questions you will know the answers to yourselves, but we're here to give you that extra guidance and support to say, yes, you have got a product that you can export, or a service you can export. This is the right market for you. Let's look at where the right markets are for you. Let's see why we think those markets are right for you. We do that through a market selection tool. We can come along and talk to you about market selection. So you know you want to export, but you're not sure where you should target first. We can help you develop that strategy. If you're already exporting, but on a reactional basis, you've received some online inquiries, you've received some orders from overseas, there's a demand for your product overseas. So let's talk about developing that. And we have programs called Passport to Export that can help you develop that strategy further. Where are you selling your products? How have those people found out about your products? We can help you develop that into a strategy to really exploit those areas. And we can do that through support and advice from international trade advisors and myself. We can bring in specialized mentors who can work with you intensively to look at how you can develop your strategy to export. You might feel that you need more information about online exporting. We have exclusive programs you can access for online exporting. You might feel that you want to go to an equivalent show like this, but in Germany. So let's say you want to visit Ambiente. There might be some, in your region, there might be some grants available for you to go and do that. And you access all of this through working with UKTI. There are other steps on the ladder. So if you can look at your export journey as being this ladder, you might be down here just thinking about exporting. Or you might be further up. You're exporting a lot. You've been going for 10 years or so. You're exporting a reasonable amount of your turnover. We can still help you. There is always a service that UKTI can offer you. It doesn't matter what size company you are, that we can help you grow your exports. We can do market research for you. We can get you contacts in certain countries, in certain sectors. You might want to know who the lead buyers are in the retail sector for, let's say, ceramics. We can help you find that information, and we can put you in contact with those people to help grow your overseas business. You might want to launch a product. You have a new product, you want to go into a new market, you might want to launch that, but don't know where to start and how to go about doing that. Who are the key multipliers to invite to that launch? We can talk to our colleagues in the embassies and the consulates overseas, a lot of them who are here today in the one-to-one meetings from various countries. We can set those up for you. We can get the right people in for you. You can access certain funding to get yourself to those countries to perform your product launch. It's all part of a strategy of working with us. We help you develop an international strategy rather than just acting reactionally to any inquiries you just get through. If you're having inquiries through from overseas, you've got a potential to export. And that's where we talk to you and work with you to determine where you are on the export ladder as to where we can come in and support you. The key message is there is always support for you. It doesn't matter where you are in your export journey. There's always support for you. Some of the key areas of support we offer are things like market selection. If you're not sure where to go, if you're not sure how to enter those markets, that's where we will come in and help you. We will sit down, bring our advisors in who do export market research schemes. We'll sit down with you, we'll talk through what you offer, what you want to offer, where you want to be as a business, also where you want to be in 10 years' time as a business. And we'll help put that in the plan for you, and we can advise you where the funding can be accessed from there as well. Again, I don't know which regions everyone's from, so region by region it differs slightly. But in general, there is funding for you to do market visit support, so to visit a market. So if, for example, you'd like to visit Ambiente in Germany, Frankfurt, to see the equivalent of this trade show, there is funding. You apply through your international trade advisor to see if there's funding available for you to go to Ambiente, and that will be just to go and visit the show. If later on in your business life you decide you want to exhibit at an overseas trade show, there is funding available for you there also through a trade show access program grant. So you might decide you want to go and exhibit at Maison or Ambiente. You apply for a TAP grant through your international trade advisor, and that grant can vary depending on which market you go to. It can be between £1,200 and £3,000. So that's a considerable contribution to your stand space at an international show. And that's all available through UKTI. You have to be engaged in working with us to access this funding. Our time working with you is free. Again, as I say, our only agenda as the government agency, UK Trade Investment, is to see your overseas sales grow. And that's why we offer all these different programs to help you grow in those areas. So I mentioned the TAP grant, this Trade Show Access Program grant. It's a grant available for any trade shows that a significant group of UK companies are going to. We run trade missions. Again, there are certain amounts of funding available towards going on these trade missions. We have a very heavy focus on retail. So we have specialised retail trade missions that go to countries of interest to you. And again, there's my colleagues over here in this section of the stand. They're available to book one-to-one meetings with if you have a specific country in mind that you want to export to. By working with UKTI, you can get access to mentoring and training, so masterclasses on things like logistics, okay? You've got a market, you've got interest, how are you actually going to get it out there if it's a product? Services, we have a different solution. We talk about different areas on masterclasses. So there could be masterclasses on logistics, masterclasses on finance, how you're getting paid for your overseas trade, vitally important. If it is a product, masterclasses on Incoterms, how you actually trade overseas, how you actually ship overseas. Information on your tariff codes, all the words that customs use to make sure your product gets to that country. We can help you on all those areas because they are factors you need to consider in your export journey. And it seems quite daunting when you first hear these terms and these phrases banded around. It can be daunting, but it's only daunting if you don't know where to go to turn for help. The place we encourage everyone to come to is to UKTI. We're here to support you. There are other areas, the travel grants we talked about. There is another scheme called Export Market Research Scheme. This is a grant which has quite a heavy financial grant involved with it, but also it gives you specialist knowledge how to research a market, how you find out who would be interested in your product, how you would find out what the best route to market is for that country. And we bring in our advisors that would talk to you about that, and you would produce a research report. Again, not wordy documents, we help you with all of this, that you can then go and apply for a grant to go out to a certain country to research that market for you. One of the key areas which we help in is export communication reviews. And I know there have been presentations these past few days on export communication reviews. These are a service, again, through UKTI, which allows a consultant to come in and talk to you, again, through UKTI. There are some free export communication reviews available, but again, it's talk to your region to find out what's available. Export communication reviews are available in every region, but the specialist comes in and talks to you about your website and goes through your entire website and looks at which countries you're visible in. A lot of people think, well, I've got a page translated, therefore I'm international. Why aren't I getting international business? Just because you have a translated web page does not mean you are visible on an international market. There is a lot more that goes behind it, and we help you understand what goes into a web page and web content to make sure that you are visible on an international platform in your country of choice. So it's understanding that not everyone uses Google. So you might be highly rated in Google for whatever your product or service is, but that's in the UK. How does that look like in Australia? Are you still high up on the rankings in Australia? Our colleagues can talk to you and help you sort that out. Where do you, if you want to sell to, possibly a poor example right now, but Russia. If you want to sell to Russia, how do you make sure you're visible on Yandex? Because they don't use Google, they use Yandex. How do you sell into China? All these different areas, and the culture that goes behind online selling as well. This is where the Export Communication Review comes in. It goes through, it's probably about, they spend about half a day with you, going through your entire website. And they produce a report at the end, which you get. And it's not a wordy report, death by presentation and PowerPoint. It's a very, very succinct, very, very detailed report that explains where your website currently stands on an international market and where you need to move it to and how you do that. So it doesn't leave you high and dry saying, you're here, you need to be here. It maps that path for you to say, this is where you are, these are the factors you need to consider and you need to change on your website to get to where you want to get to. And again, we encourage any web developers to be in the meetings as well so they can understand what the process involves. And this is all a service done through UKTI. It's vastly important because as we're seeing today with e-commerce, theatre, online retailing, online exporting are huge areas of growth for small companies. It's simple and efficient ways to get into new markets, and we can help you develop those and help you grow those. One of the other services we offer is called OMIS, Overseas Market Introduction Service. This is really an umbrella phrase for anything any of our colleagues in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, so the consulates, the embassies, can do for you. If you need to hire a room, you're visiting a country, you need to hire a room in a consulate for a meeting. We put in a request for an OMIS service to give you a quote to do that. There's nothing better when you're meeting overseas buyers to say, well, we'll meet at the British Embassy. It buys you kudos. Brand Britain is huge, and we make sure that everyone's there to access that, and you can access that too. This is not some closed behind doors service. This is available to every British business, and we want to make you aware of that. There's services that can help you grow your business internationally, and it's an umbrella term for anything they can do for you. If you do want to talk about anything OMIS-wise, again, my colleagues over here, you can go to the front desk and book one-to-one sessions with any of my colleagues from UKTI who're visiting from overseas. There's a plethora of countries over here. We've got China, Australia, Vietnam, lots of countries, lots of commercial officers who are the people that do this work for you overseas. They are here today at Autumn Fair to talk to you about how they can help you in your areas. So it might be just for now you want to find out a little bit more information about the country. Go and talk to them. Make that appointment. Go and talk to them about what you have to offer. Show them what you do as a business. Get some advice from them straight away, and then we can put you in touch with a UKTI International Trade Advisor in your region. So again, we have also, which again is open to everybody, is some business opportunity alerts. This is on our UKTI website, so ukti.gov. You can register for business opportunities. And what this is, it's a daily email you will get through. You register yourself, you put your business sector in there, what you're looking for, what sectors you're interested in. And emails come through. I get them through every morning about 5 o'clock in the morning, go through them whilst walking the dog, and I see there's a company in New Zealand are looking for a high-end ceramics manufacturer for hotelware. Well, I know which clients I'm going to send that to. But if they register themselves, they'll pick it up themselves, and you can all register yourselves. You can register for your sector. Now, this just doesn't cover creative and retail and design as we have here today at Autumn Fair. It covers every single sector you can possibly imagine. And these business opportunities that come up because they come across our commercial officers' desks, and they put them on the website to say, we're looking for British companies to do this. It's information that your competitors won't have. It's information that's direct to your inbox about business opportunities. And you can all register for that on business opportunities at ukti.gov. So I'm not going to bang on about the presentation. My My message to everyone today is UKTI is here to support you. Doesn't matter what size business you are, what sector you're in, we're here to support you on your export journey. So it doesn't matter if you're right at the bottom here, not even exporting, but if you're thinking about it, talk to us. If you're right at the top and you're multi-million pound turnover, we can still help. Jaguar Land Rover is one of UKTI's biggest clients. We still help. And anywhere in between, we can always help you. There is something we can do to help you grow your international sales. So it doesn't matter what region you're in, there's a UKTI regional team that's able to support you. You can access them by going onto ukti.gov, or you can call the number for your regional office. I'm going to take questions afterwards if anyone would like to talk to me. If you'd like me to make a referral over to you for your region. If you're in Staffordshire, I'm your ITA for Staffordshire. But if you're not, then let's look at where you need an ITA. If you're already dealing with UKTI, but there's been some things you weren't aware of, then we can talk about those as well, and we can make sure that your ITA is aware that's something you need to know more about. So again, short and sweet, but the message is UKTI is here to help you grow your international sales. If you have, as you're networking in your businesses, if someone mentions exporting, ask them if they're working with UKTI. Because if they're not, there's opportunities for them. There's support, there's the training, and there's financial support for them. If they're not working with UKTI, they're missing out. And we want to help them grow their business on an international platform. Thank you.